Don't you hear that scary?
Hi and welcome to Debunk File. My name is Sep and today we're going to be talking about The Curse of London After Midnight.
It's Halloween night, so sit back, relax, turn the lights off, and get ready for the grand finale of Debunktober. Good luck.
London After Midnight is a 1927 horror mystery film starring legendary character actor Lon Chaney, who most people know from playing Eric in The Phantom of the Opera. The movie was distributed by MGM and directed by another legend in horror, Todd Browning, who directed 1931's Dracula, a staple of horror today. As you could tell from the intro and some past videos we've made, specifically the older Who inspired, Jeff and I are extremely into classic horror, especially Universal monsters, the best kind of stuff to get into this Halloween. But so far, all I've done was talk about the movie lightly, so let's talk more in depth about what the movie was. Well, I'm afraid I can't do that today, because London After Midnight has been lost since 1965 when MGM's film vault set ablaze and hundreds of other films were lost. London isn't just notorious for its disappearance, but also its alleged curse. Before getting into the meat of this video, I want to explain how a movie could be lost, or especially lost to a fire. Now, I know you all aren't stupid. I'm not gonna sit here and explain this to you all like children. Obviously, VHS and home releases weren't available in 1965, so older films' only copies were stored in warehouses. Film was extremely flammable, and we have lost many classic films, not just horror, to the unfortunate short-sightedness of preserving these old films. Now first, we're going to discuss the overall appeal that drives horror fans to hopefully one day see this movie. Well, a lot of this film still exists. London After Midnight in its entirety is gone, yes, but don't let that get you down. Tons of stills and promotional images still exist, and the famous picture of Lon Chaney in his makeup dressed in a cloak, top hat, and decked out with 2 rows of sharp teeth, in my opinion, is enough to drive the interest in this movie. But trust me, everyone is different. I already briefly brushed upon the star power this movie held in just its director and star alone. It's so hard to understand how huge Lon Chaney was, and for countless of his movies to just go missing, especially since it was directed by Todd Browning. If images aren't enough and you're just itching to know what the story's about, then you are also in luck, because the script still exists. That's right, the entire script is on Google for anyone to read and has also helped in piecing the stills together to make a semi-movie, which is what happened in 2002, when the stills coupled with music made up a pseudo-remaster of a long-lost movie. Will it ever be found is certainly the question of the century. Every now and again, the horror community will get wind of it possibly still being out there in wreckage or in a private collection. It feels like every 5 years there will come a news article claiming to have found it, only to lead to false hope. I don't think London is truly lost. I think it still might be out there in someone's collection, but we won't know until those collectors or film historians possibly find it in an old abandoned warehouse with thousands of old tapes. I briefly touched upon its remake in 2002, which again isn't truly a remake, but a Frankenstein of pictures matched to the script to simulate how it could have looked. There is technically a reboot, Mark of the Vampire, which many consider it to have the same plot, and this one actually starred Dracula himself, Bela Lugosi. There were rumors of making a modern reboot of the film for I don't know how long. The plan was to get Ron Chaney, Lon Chaney Sr.'s grandson. It could work as Ron is only 65 as of this recording, so hopefully all goes through. Now to the curse. This is by far the wildest of anything I've talked about so far. In 1928, a year after the film's release, Robert Williams claimed to have seen horrifying visions of Lon Chaney's character from the film that convinced him to murder Julia Mangan with a razor. It was published in newspapers that it seems Lon Chaney can terrify anyone. Unfortunately, 2 years later, Chaney died of a throat hemorrhage. Was this film really enchanted? This really adds to the allure, a lost film with somewhat hazardous intentions. So what to make of all this? All of it together. The loss, the supposed curse, it's a lot to take in, especially for anyone not familiar with older films. This video is a special and sort of way to explain this story, but it's still a mystery as to where London After Midnight truly is. Personally, I think it'll be found one day, but that might just be blind optimism. You might or might not have an idea of how badly Jiff and I want to see this film. Fingers crossed. Thank you for watching the Debunktober Halloween special. We hope you enjoyed. We put a lot of work into getting you all the scariest and spookiest videos for this month, and it all paid off. Thank you all so much. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you are interested in returning. As always, my name is Seth from Debunk File. Happy Halloween. Bye. Until next time.